How's it going, everyone? Mike the Warhost here with my hobby progress for January 2024. Unfortunately, 2024 started out rather rocky for me. I started out by immediately needing to travel across the country for a funeral and coming back to the hard drive containing all my previously recorded footage dead as well. So instead of all the content I was originally planning on doing in January, I had to scramble and improvise. On the bright side, I am managing to keep on track for my 200 minis in 2024 goal. I recently managed to complete 18 minis in January, which gives me a little bit of wiggle room for later on in the year. And based on the way things started this year, I just may need it. This month I painted up 8 different mechs for Battletech as well as 10 frigates for Stompy Wars. The first 4 mechs came from the Inner Sphere Heavy Lance. I painted them to match the same paint scheme I did for the Thunderbolt in the Game of Armor Combat starter set. I originally came up with this scheme to test some of the Green Stuff Roll metallic paints and ended up with a paint scheme very similar to the Free Worlds League's First Covenant Guards. The other mechs I did are part of Clad Jade Falcon's Delta Galaxy as a way to find a good method for painting bright green. Apparently the Army Painter Speed Paints do a very nice job of this, though my future attempts will be with an airbrush. The Firemoth and Warhawk came out great and were done pretty quickly. The Mad Dog and Nova were base coated with Vallejo Transparent Green over a white base coat instead. While it's serviceable, I really prefer the end result of the speed paints instead. I'll be adding in a summoner here in the near future as I'm upgrading my resin printing setup to round things out. Going from the far future into an alternate past, I am rounding out this month by buckling down and finishing my Farragut frigates for Dystopian Wars. I've had these guys base coated for a while now, just taking up space on a shelf and staring accusingly at me whenever I grab any other models to paint. The bulk of the work was done with an airbrush providing the base coat. Trying to add a layer of blue paint to all of these by hand would have driven me insane. The smaller details were a bit trying at first, but once I got a good rhythm going, it wasn't as bad as I originally feared. Looking at February, my plan is to continue on with Dystopian Wars and finally get the Forging Roy starter set fully painted. I've made a lot of progress on the Sultan Forging and only have some highlights to do on the airships. The merchant ships, though, still need a lot more work. I'm giving myself until the end of March to get everything I'll need to run a demo painted up and ready to go. I also have some trained soldiers from one-page rules to finish up as well, along with a few other models from both Age of Fantasy and Grimdark Future. As I said before, I'll be updating my resin printing setup in March, so no new prints next month. Once everything is done though, I'll happily show everything off. A quick bit of cell phone calculator math tells me I'll need to paint about 17 minis a month to hit my 200 mini mark. I've managed to achieve that this month, and hopefully I'll be able to maintain this level of productivity throughout the year. Thanks for sticking with me on this rather short, thrown together video at the last minute. Stay tuned for more videos about Battletech, Grimdark Future, Age of Fantasy, Dystopian Wars, Wild West Exodus, and really whatever else catches my fancy. Take care, everyone.